It was cold, dark, and raining heavily. I was working late in my office. Suddenly the lights went out, and I was plunged into total darkness. As I groped for the matches, I heard footsteps near my desk. I struck a match and turned to face the apparition that had come out of the darkness. It was a woman. She looked at me with an accusing finger, and then she vanished. It happened again a few days later. I was at my desk when the lights went out. When I lit a candle, I saw her again, the same woman. She walked up to me, touched my arm, and then she vanished again. I was terrified. What did it mean? Why was she visiting me? The next time the lights went out, I was ready. I'd placed a camera on a tripod and set it to record. Sometimes I would feel cold spots. Then I would see the mist-like figure out of the corner of my eye. I tried to ignore it, but it only got worse. And one day I found this old book in the attic of my house. It was a diary. The diary belonged to a woman named Eliza, and as I read through it, I realized that she was the ghost who had been visiting me. Her entries told a tale of tragedy and despair. She wrote of a secret love affair and a baby that was born out of wedlock. But as the entries continued, a dark secret was revealed. Eliza had killed her lover and buried him in the garden. As I read the last entry, I realized that she had also taken her own life. I looked up to see the ghost of Eliza standing over me. She was crying. I could hear her sobs echoing through the house. And as she reached out to touch me, I felt a sudden jolt of energy, and then everything went black. When I woke up, I was lying on the floor. I had fainted. I got up and walked outside. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, and the birds were tweeting. As I stood there, I felt a sense of calm. I knew that Eliza was finally at peace. But then I noticed something strange. There was a large area of disturbed earth near the old oak tree in my garden. I walked over and knelt down. I could feel the soft earth beneath my fingers. And as I brushed away the dirt, I saw something shocking. I had found a skeleton wearing clothes. As I brushed away more dirt, I could make out the shape of a man's face. He had been lying here all this time. The ghost of Eliza had led me to the grave of her lover. But why did she want me to find his remains, so that they could finally be laid to rest together? I called the police and they came to investigate. They searched the area and found the bones of a man and a woman. They also found a small wooden box. Inside the box, they found a diary. It was Eliza's diary. And as the police read through it, they learned the tragic tale of the lovers whose bones had been found in my garden. They were finally going to be laid to rest together after all these years. I found them in the garden of my house. Someone please dig up their bones and lay them to rest together. It was signed, a grateful descendant. My blood ran cold. Had I just stumbled upon a horrifying secret from the past? Was I connected to this tragic tale in some way? Who was this grateful descendant, and why did they want the bones of Eliza and Thomas to be found? And how did they know that I would be the one to do it? The police returned the next day to tell me that they had found the bones of a man and a woman in my garden. They were about 100 years old. Could they be the remains of Thomas and Eliza? I wasn't sure. That night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The diary had been written by a woman named Eliza. And according to the police, the bones in my garden were those of a man and a woman. Could they be the remains of Thomas and Eliza? And what did the message in the diary mean? Was I somehow connected to this tragic tale? Or was I simply the unwitting pawn of a cruel prank? I didn't know. And as I drifted off to sleep, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched.